Yo. Oh. It's your boy Lo. Back at it with another video. Can you see? This one's a little bad. Yeah, look right there. I just turned the exposure up. It's your boy Lo. Back at it with another video. And another conversation. Well, no, not even. This is a story time. This is not even a conversation. This is a story time. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to my first story time. So basically, today's story time. I don't really like that the sun ain't hitting my face the way I wanted to, so I'm probably gonna have to stand up. Want y'all to see me. I feel like I'm talking to you, having a conversation, telling you what's going on. So basically, this is the story about how I broke my ankle. It's officially been a year. I broke it this morning. This time last year. So yeah, I'm just about to go into it. So basically, I'll start with the week before. The week before, my mom was just telling me, well, not even a week, like a couple months before I went skating, I had just moved back in with my family, and I was kind of like at an all-time low. I recently just got out of a relationship, and life just was kind of hitting your boy hard, and so I was just kind of just going with the flow. Where I moved to, where my family stayed, was 45 minutes to an hour away from where I originally stayed and where all my friends were and where all the rinks were and all of that good stuff. So me being in my feelings and wanting to still be around, I was taking that trip often, that 45 minutes to an hour, just spending most of my days out there, not really caring about anything. I had a little job, and that allowed me to just move free the way that I wanted to. So I wasn't really worried about anything. I was just upset, going through the motions. And my mom was telling me that I'm sorry, y'all. I'm waiting on somebody. My mom was telling me, she called me Moo Moo, you should, you need to sit down. You know, she was telling me I need to sit down. And I was like, what you mean? Like, she didn't mean, like, literally, oh, you need to go upstairs and have a seat. No, she was saying, like, all of the ripping and running you doing, you don't need to be doing that. Like, you need to be figuring out what you about to do next. What's your next steps? Like, what do you want to do now? Like, your job, you're not really, like, I got a job, but it wasn't a quote unquote real job. I was doing freelance work, so I was getting paid in cash. I wasn't getting no taxes taken out, which was cool. Like, to me, I was making money, but I understand what she meant now. Like, I needed stability. Some days I would work with him, some days I wouldn't. I mean, it'd be a week where I would only work with him twice or once a week. So having to do that and then working little odd jobs and stuff like that, I was stressed out, on top of just feeling down. I don't really believe in depression all the way, but you could say I was depressed. I was very upset, angry, disappointed in myself for even getting to that space, to getting in that way in life. But what I will say, and what's going to be a recurring theme of this conversation, is that everything happens for a reason. It's called a journey for a reason. And at the time, I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in meditation, journal, journaling, the universe and everything, divine timing and all of that good stuff. So I wasn't thinking about none of that. I was just living on edge almost. I was drunk every day. I was getting high all the time, smoking not even the best weed because I didn't have the money to even support that. So I was just really out here living on a whim almost. And so she's telling me, I need to sit down. Like I need to sit down. That's literally, she was saying I need to sit down. Like you need to stop going all the way out there and doing all of this stuff, ripping around. You need to figure out what you're trying to do. And I was basically like, man, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, I ain't trying to, what? Why would I? No, I'm cool right where I'm at. Like, just let me. And so I want to say, the week before, probably like 4 days before I went to the skate event. It's called Houston Rolling Roundup. And for you who don't know, basically us in the skate community, we have skate parties throughout the year, and they're in different states and different countries sometimes, even in Barcelona and things like that. So I was going to one of those, and the week before I went, we got into like this huge argument, like real bad. Straight up, I was being disrespectful. I wasn't minding my manners. I wasn't minding my mouth. She said something, I didn't like it, and I left. And we did reconcile, you know what I'm saying? But I did come back and apologize. But that, you know, I am a spiritual person, but you know they do say in the Bible, honor thy mother and thy father, and your days will be long. You know, God don't like ugly, and He definitely don't like you disrespecting your parents. So I'll say that that tip, you know. And we reconciled or whatever. A couple days later, I see that my friends are going to the roundup. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to go. I'm like, I'll put in whatever. I'm trying to get out. Let me get in the car. And they say, yeah. And my friend, my brother who passed away, the reason I say in all of the videos, foes up top for my mans, is because my man Trey, he's from the Throw Up Foes. He from Dallas, Texas, and great, very, very great person, fantastic, amazing skater, and just like all out ball of light, bro. That man is just great. So he passed away the year before, so that also was just a lot dealing with. So I ended up going down with his sister and everything like that, and our other friend Derek, and we get out there, and we cool. We having a great time. We drive out there, smoke, drinking, you know, go get food. And the whole time, I didn't tell my best friend about that. I didn't tell him that I was even coming. I was coming to surprise him. So it was like, to me, I'm excited. Ooh. Mind you, I've only been there probably like once too. So it was like, I was very excited to go. We get there and having a good time. And we ended up actually going to the session late, like later than, I don't even know why we ended up going. It was like we ended up going so late. It was like to the point where we honestly shouldn't even have went type. So we get there, and as we waiting to go, we drinking, having fun, joking around. We trying to get in contact with my best friend, and he just not answering the phone. And so we look, check location. Why I say he at the jail? We like, what? So we calling around. Who out the band? What's going on? Come to find out, my man's and got locked up. So we like, dang, all right. So we deal with that situation, and we like, fuck it, we gonna go to the rink for sure now. So we go in that John, walk in, meet, hey bro, hold on, great vibe, right? We get in there, put on my skates, got my mans on my shirt. I'm ready. I get on the floor. dap up a few people, see some people, we working. I go around probably like 4 times. Right after that, I'll never forget. I come around, it's 4 corners. Hold on. Okay. So, where did I leave off? I think it just happened. So, we in that John, we moving around, and I go around. I remember, and I was looking for the video that I was in. I was in a video with some people before I even fell. So we in that John, we getting groovy. I lead that group of people. I go around. I see somebody I see, and as soon as I was explaining about the corners. So it's 4 corners. It's an oval, right? Or rectangle, right? And there's 4 corners. Each corner is the curve. I come across, so we'll just say you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4 are the back ones. I come across the first one straight away into the second one. As I'm coming out of the second one, I remember I'm skating past some people, come across the corner, and you feel me, turn around, and I'm just skating, and the next thing I know, I'm fumbling, and I go to stop myself, and as soon as I did that shit, it didn't just stop. My whole shit, and I just remember. You know when somebody does a tuck and roll, I did a backwards tuck and roll. So I crumpled like that, and I remember I tucked my legs and I folded. And as I tucked my legs, I don't know why I had my eyes open. I remember tucking my legs and seeing my ankle like this as I said, oh God. I hope that makes some sense. But literally, like, I went. So you got a forward tuck and roll, and then you have a backwards tuck and roll. I basically did a backwards tuck one, but instead of putting my hands like this, they were like this, and I just rolled backwards. And I tucked my legs to complete the roll, so it wasn't just like I was sprawled out. So I rolled backwards, and I see my oh shit. So I remember I just said I seen some people I knew as I was skating. That's why I turned backwards. So I knew that they were coming up behind me. They saw I fell. I'm like trying to get up, and I see them. I'm like, get me up, because I'm not trying to make a big deal, because you at any skating rink, if anybody falls and it's significant, like it's like, oh, like they might be hurt, like they stop the music, everybody stops skating, you get a whole bunch of people trying to help you get up. We not doing that. I just seen my partners and I said, hey, give me. Yeah, it's like that. Get me off. And they seen I couldn't put no weight on it, so they get me. I'm getting over there, and I'm just adrenaline pumping. Chicago. Adrenaline pumping. And I'm like, I could, as we were walking, as they were wheeling me over there, I could feel my shit like this. And basically I had what's called a bimalar fracture, which is basically I broke it on both sides of my ankle. So you have your ankle, I broke it on both sides and then tore some tendons down the middle. So they got my I remember I had my homegirl under my knee, holding my knee. So yeah, holding my knee, and she was holding my somebody was up under my knee holding my knee, and then I had them keeping my ankle straight, because if it went too far to the right, you could literally see where it had broken, and it felt terrible. And then if you it was my right ankle, so if you moved it to the left, it kind of like stayed in place. And so I was just telling them to keep it that way, don't let that shit move. And it was a lot. It was, hey, I gotta hit it on that one. It was a lot. So, ambulance come, cut my laces, get me out my boot. They wasn't cutting my boot. I wasn't letting that happen. It's $1,000 setup. You can't do that, sir. You're gonna have to just cut the laces. I get some more laces. You cut my boot. They not gonna sell me just one boot. That's not how they go. So, I had them do that, and we get there, get some crutches, get a boot, and yeah, they tell me what it is and what it ain't, and I was in shock, because it's like, wow, I really broke my ankle. And on top of that, me breaking a bone and then me literally breaking it while skating was a fear of mine. Like that, me breaking a bone while skating was a fear of mine. Mind you, I've seen 2 other people break their bones while skating, and that shit ain't fun. That ain't no joke. I heard one lady scream so loud. Oh Lord. Woo-wee. But yeah, that shit ain't no joke. And so I was just in shock behind that. But was I knew exactly why it happened. It was no, oh God, why me? Oh, this shouldn't happen. Ooh, oh my, I knew, because the whole way it happened just was like, it was, something ever happened to y'all before and you just like, yeah, I know exactly why this is going on. It was one of those. Because the way I felt, I shouldn't have failed, but I did. And then the way it broke, this is my quote unquote weak ankle anyway. So I mean, I finally got it fixed. And then on top of that, I discovered that I have a torn meniscus because of this. And it's like, okay, that physical out the way, spiritual and literal fact, I know exactly why this happened. My mama told me to sit my ass down and I didn't want to listen. So, and then on top of that, I just got into it with her. The universe was like, all right, we got something for you. You think fat meat ain't greasy? Foul. Sat my black ass down. I mean, it don't get no more simpler than that. Because I know us as humans, we always look for a reason or whatever. And I don't want to say I went looking for anything. This is just what came to my mind. Like, this just makes the most sense. Like, she told me to sit down. I told her no. And a couple days later, I break my ankle, making me have to, like, literally have to sit down. Literally. I couldn't, my room is upstairs, so I couldn't go upstairs for the first 2 months. Showering downstairs, need everybody else. Usually, I'm the one that's doing everything for everybody else. I'm the man of the family. I'm the oldest. So the fact that, I still smile and just think about that moment. Like, dang, that's crazy. Like how life works, how this journey works. So I broke my ankle and had to literally lean on everybody. Lean on my friends, lean on my homegirls, lean on my mama, lean on my brother, lean on my granny, lean on my grandfathers, and just, I'm very thankful for my community. I'm very grateful for breaking my ankle. Like, I tell a lot of people now, I understand what people mean by I'm sorry, he just threw my whole train of thought out. understand what people mean by like, oh, when they go to jail or they might have gotten in a car accident or something traumatic might have happened to them, and they were like, this is the best thing that could ever happen to me, because it made like, I already took life serious in a way, but me breaking my ankle was like, oh shit, like, you know, you really can get hurt, like life could really change for somebody, like, whoa, hold on like, my partner got locked up and I broke my ankle, and I was just like, oh wow. I couldn't drive, I couldn't go to work, all the freelance, everything working was all the way out the picture. And if I had a stable job, I could have possibly got disability or something, but no, I wasn't. So I was literally on holding on by threads. I just told you I stayed 45 minutes to an hour away from everybody with traffic. So it's like, if you don't really mess with me, you're not coming to bring me or see me or do anything for me. So the ones that did, man, are blessings. I still talk to every single one of them to this day. You know, even before then, this just made our bond and our connection stronger. You know. Let me see how much battery I got. 20, okay. Because I didn't want to go into the next part without. But yeah. So in that time of me breaking my ankle, you could name any feeling and emotion that you could possibly think of. I went through it, and I went through it kind of hard. But through persistence and knowing that I didn't want to be like this. I didn't want to stay like this. Me breaking my ankle was a real eye opener. It, like I just said, it made me realize I don't want to be a bum. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be upset. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be none of that. I don't want to just be a loner. I don't want to be none of that. I don't necessarily like being around a lot of people, but I don't like not being around people. I just like to do it in increments. Everything is done in moderation. Me and my mom talk about that a lot. Everything is not necessarily bad. It just has to be done in moderation. Everything needs to be done in moderation. I don't necessarily think eating meat is completely bad, but if you eat that shit every day, man, I know your stomach is not the best. But doing that in moderation, and you cleansing, and you eating fruits, and you eating vegetables at the same time, I think you'll be alright. But back to what I was saying, I figured out a lot of what I did and what I did not like. I had nothing but time to figure that stuff out. The people I wanted to be around, the places I wanted to go in life, the overall experience that I wanted from life. I figured that out. I started journaling every day. I was journaling every other day or every whenever I really felt like it beforehand. But now I journal every day. I wanted to get my fitness underway, so I went on an all-fruit diet and ended up healing myself a lot faster than what they were expecting because I did so. So that opened my eyes to just taking care of yourself and eating better. Was meditating and praying, and then like I said, I started doing my push-ups. That's how I'm able to do 100 push-ups in under 10 minutes and in like 6 minutes or whatever the little goal was me and my partner had. But it's because I started off doing push-ups on my knees because I couldn't do them because I broke my ankle. So I started off on my knees doing as many as I could, and then one leg with my left leg up and just doing those. And then as my foot got better, I started doing more, just incorporating both feet. And then that's when I found calisthenics, and everything just kind of took off from there. Now my minimum is 100 push-ups a day. Like, I have to work out every day, and I have a stretch routine, and I learned about, as soon as I got better, I started interacting with more women and not being afraid to be who I was around them, because I found out that it's okay to be you. I've been knew that, but me just breaking my ankle and being away from people for so long, a lot of us men, when it comes to dealing with women, we're scared. I'm gonna say it. A lot of us are scared. We fear rejection. We don't want them to say no. It's like, damn. And then they be with their friends and shit. Like, you only get better at something, and something becomes easier when you start doing it. So if you don't never talk to them, if you don't never try, if you don't never go up to them and all of that good jazz, then you'll never know how to work around it. You'll never know how to be a problem solver. You'll never know how to get around rejection, because not every no means no. And not in that way. But if you're a guy who get women, then you know. Because, hey man, it just be like that sometimes. But I flourished so hard and so bright, and it was just such a beautiful thing for me to see. Forget what everybody else was saying. It was beautiful for me to see, 'cause I was like, wow, like, I'm really thinking and saying that I'm gonna do something, and then I'm doing it, and look what I get in return of it. Like, it's so one of the biggest things that I learned last year from breaking my ankle was accountability. Being accountable. If you say you're gonna do something, bro, do it. Why? I don't think it's that hard. I mean, of course it's not gonna be easy, but obviously you're saying you can do it for a reason, because you think you can do it, then do it. Take accountability. If you said that shit, then stand on that shit. Like, stand up for yourself. Literally. That year, man, a lot can change in a year. I moved. I don't know why I sounded like a cow. I moved. I'm working in a new place. I got a better job. I'm talking to somebody. Like, I got my lady and shit. So it's like, I'm skating again. I'm finna go to my first skate party this year. My money right. Like, man, so much shit can happen in a year. It doesn't make any sense. But the only way you'll start to see any results is when you start. You gotta start. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start. You gotta start. You got to start. You gotta start. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't want to at first, because even then, like, they had me on these drugs, and I had a John coming to see me. I did have the weed that I wanted. I couldn't drink, so I wasn't really drinking, but I was high on drugs and smoking weed and just watching TV and I wasn't even making beats at first. I was so down, I wasn't even doing that. I was comfortable being upset, very low vibration. But as the days went on and those days started to repeat themselves and started to just be the same thing, I was like, I don't like none of this. And I ain't never just been one to just conform anyway, so life is great, life is funny, life is fun. God darn. Nigga looking at me, you in the big ass dolly. But anyway, that's really all I got for this video. Probably gonna be a 20-minute video, but I think I got the gist out. I'm probably gonna do a part 2, because there's a lot of little details that I want to give that like I started doing and understandings that I've gotten from breaking my ankle. So I will be probably doing a part 2. But other than that, that's all I got for y'all this video. I want you all to take me breaking my ankle and imagine what you would do if you broke yours. Like right now today, like if you broke your ankle, what would you do? Who would you have around you? Who would run to your aid? Who would call you? Who would check on you? I want you to think about that stuff. And if you don't feel as if you have a community or a support system, I want you to change that. I'm not saying go and cut people off or all that other shit. I mean, eventually you will do that. That's just growing through life. But I want you to really evaluate that. Start building those connections, making those relationships stronger. If you don't have a real close relationship with your family, attempt to try and build that relationship. Especially if you're the oldest, I encourage you to set the tone, because you being the oldest after your parents, you know, you're about to have a family next, you know. So I really do want to encourage you all to continue to strive for greatness and really try your hardest to reach your goals and your dreams, because it's very much possible. I'm seeing a lot of my dreams and goals come to fruition every single day, and it's so beautiful. It feels like I'm on a win streak for real. Like, it's crazy. So that's all I got for y'all. I love y'all. Love yourself, love others, and continue to shine and grind, man. It's your boy Low. Folds up top for my boy, man. Check out.